Piraeus is so much more than just a place to catch a ferry or get on a cruise ship. And today I'm going to show you some of the things that you can do besides get on one of these. Do stay tuned to the end if you need to know how to get to Piraeus. I'm going to talk about that at the end of the video, but let's go explore Piraeus. The one thing I will say about Piraeus is it's not super walkable. So this isn't necessarily a walking tour. I had to take the bus over to where I'm going now, but there's this lovely park that is like spans 4 blocks. So it's here, over there, over there, over there. So, and I will tell you that it's quite cool out today. It's only about 75 degrees, which I think is like 26 degrees Celsius. Feels fantastic. I'm just afraid it might rain. My first stop is to go to the Archaeological Museum. It's one of the museums here that I haven't been to yet, and I've heard great things. So I'm gonna walk there now and maybe just show you a little bit of the neighborhood as well. So I'm just a few blocks up from the port, but closer to like gate E9. The shops feel like Athens, but it's a little bit greener than the center of Athens. At least away from the port it feels that way. And of course it wouldn't be a walk around any city in Greece without some archaeological ruins that have no signage and clearly aren't being worked on. And they look kind of in bad shape a little bit, but don't see any signs anywhere. Oh, no, I don't know. I don't know what it is. I have made it, of course, right as it starts to rain. That's what I was trying to avoid by not coming here yesterday. It didn't rain. Today it's raining. So, you know, you just never know. I typically cannot film inside, so I will take a few pictures to share and let you know what I think when I'm out. Some really great things in there. They have more bronze pieces than I've seen in a lot of places, and this is included. This is the ancient theater of Zea, built in the 2nd century BC. It's modeled after the theater of Dionysius in Athens. It's quite large, and like all good archaeological sites here in Athens, it has turtles and cats. There were kittens under the stairs, and there are kittens over here hanging out in the ruins. Lots of kittens, I mean, plus their mothers, and this black one's getting real brave and coming towards me. Of course, none of them are sterilized. It's frustrating. It's so big. I think it's bigger than the museum itself, actually. Pretty amazing. This is Zea Marina, and as you've seen, they have a lot of boats here. It's a fairly posh, as they would say, marina, and it's always quite busy here in the summer. And a lot of people like to live down here because it's nice and peaceful, and you get to see the boats come in all the time. There are a few beaches near here. One back that direction, like near the end of the marina, called Freitara. I'm not sure exactly. It starts with an F. And then there's another one between here and the next place I'm going. But I'm going to take the bus, so I can't show it to you. Plus, I'm not dressed for the beach. Not really warm enough for the beach, in my opinion. And also, not a huge fan of swimming around here, but I know that a lot of people don't have a choice and they've got to do it in Athens, so this is an option as well. If someone ever says to you, meet me at the clock tower in Piraeus, this is what they're talking about. This little clock tower here in this little square next to the Sklavenitas supermarket. This place also feels a little bit more tropical to me, this section of Piraeus, than the rest. Seems a little bit nicer than the port, obviously. And then, of course, you've got all of these super yachts over here. And, you know, I mean, a lot of the boats in here are super pricey. Clouds are starting to clear now, starting to look a little less depressing. More Greece-like. When I got the bus to the Archaeological Museum, it was the number 20, and then I walked down from the museum to Zea Marina, and now I'm going to get on the 20 again to go to Micro Limani, which is the small port in English. And the 20 takes me there too, so it's great. So yes, you can't necessarily walk it unless you want to walk like for a while, but the buses do come. It is a little bit of a wait, but nothing terrible. And of course that means I can take the number 20 all the way back to the metro. So that's a really good option if you want to kind of explore the coastal part of Piraeus without having to walk the entire thing. It's not super hilly though, unless you go up into the neighborhoods. So it's fairly flat. So it wouldn't be a bad walk if you were prepped for it. So this is Micro Limani. Just sailboats, no ferry boats or anything. It's just, but there are all these restaurants down there to eat at. I've eaten at the one far over there on the right. So I'm gonna go down there and have lunch now. A little bit of a trek to get down there, so if you have mobility issues and you want to go down, I suggest getting a taxi from somewhere down to one of the restaurants. There is a road, but the bus doesn't go down there. At least the bus I was on doesn't go down there. Made it down. Not too bad, actually. Just kind of twisty, not direct stairs, like one right after another. I really want seafood, and it's part of the reason I didn't eat over in Piraeus. This is supposed to be the place to get seafood. So let's see what we can find. I decided on Amos because they have seafood risotto, so that way I can have seafood and something pasta-like, even without pasta. And even though it's lunch, I'm gonna have a glass of wine. That looks fantastic. And there's my glass of white wine. And it's really nice, it's cool, it feels fantastic. And it smells great, and it's huge actually. It's way bigger than I thought it was gonna be. This restaurant called Baculo, I'm saying that correctly, has a Michelin star. They are not open for lunch, but also I don't think I'd eat there for lunch because it was quite expensive. It might be open for lunch, it might just be inside. Their outside is not currently open, as you can see. But I've heard good things, but it is expensive as you expect. Not horribly expensive. Entrees are like 38 euros and up. So, you know, expensive for Greece. I couldn't finish all the seafood pasta, and then they brought me dessert on the house. So I'm quite full, so I'm gonna walk a little bit further, I think, to the bus stop than the one that I got off on, just to work some of this off. I think I can go up this hill. I've got to figure that out. There's definitely some interesting architecture over here. I've seen several of these houses that look like castle-shaped. Some of them are stone, some of them are painted like this. Here's one of those beaches I was talking about. Looks like they're doing some work on it in some places, but there's still places to sit on the sand, and there's a few umbrellas to rent, it looks like. A few people in the water. Now that the sun has come out, it's nice, it's much clearer. And there's a public swimming pool, it looks like, over there. Since it's cooler out, I'm wearing pants today, so I can actually go into the churches down here in Piraeus. So this is a smaller one that's close to Gate E9, and the door is actually open, so I'm gonna go inside. I probably won't take pictures or video. I'll take pictures, but I won't video inside. It kind of depends on what's happening as well. There was no one in there, so I decided to film for just a second. I cannot read the saint's name. Agios Sepidonas? Don't think that's correct. Looks like the church was built 1865 to 1869, and it's stunning in there, as you can see. If you're here in January around the Epiphany, this is the church that you would come to go to the services. When I went to go watch the cross being thrown into the water, it was happening across the street. I'll link the video of that down in the description box so you can see that. There is another church over here that I've never been into when I've been down here. So it's just, you can kind of see it through the trees across this park. Here's the other church. It's much bigger. And it's very different looking than the other one. I don't know the name of this one either, so I will look when I get up there and see if I can find it. I'm sure if I looked on the map, I could figure it out. So this is the Church of the Holy Trinity, or in Greek, Agia Triada. I just wanted to show you these amazing doors and the marble like scroll work here. How amazing is that? And I always say, always look up, especially in a church, because it's always amazing. And sometimes in these Greek churches, it's more amazing outside even than it is inside. Did not want to film inside there because there were people in there doing things. I'm not sure if they were praying or not, but I didn't want to sort of interrupt any of that. Amazing inside, so beautiful and so elaborately painted and obviously kept up very well. And the other thing I want to tell you about Piraeus is that there is some shopping to do. And this is the Piraeus Tower. It goes all the way up. For many years it was just empty. And this is the largest Zara in Europe, apparently. It's what I've read on the news, so I don't know if it's actually true. There is also a fairly large H&M up there on the corner, and there's some other small shops. So if for some reason you get here and your bag didn't make it and you're about to go to an island, you have some options to do some shopping down here. And if for some reason you need it, there's also a tiny IKEA. Down here in the mornings, it is the Piraeus fish market. Obviously, probably finished for the day now because it's after 5 o'clock. But you definitely sometimes you smell it when you come down here. If I hadn't had such a big lunch and it was later, I would probably stop here for dinner. This is Tosteki to Artemis. Really good, like little taverna. And they have live music a lot. I think they have it now, as do several other places. And if you need a hotel in Piraeus, I usually stay here at the Hotel Triton. It's not anything fancy, but it's clean, the beds are comfortable, and if you're taking an early ferry, they serve an early breakfast. This is where the fish market would be, and as you can see, there's a restaurant here now. But if you walk here, like around 1 or 2 o'clock, it smells a lot like fish. I found the little electric train museum. It's actually in the Piraeus electric train station. So, and it looks like it won't be open tomorrow, but that won't matter. This will be out before then. There are 2 ways to get from the center of Athens to Piraeus using the metro. One is the electrical green line that you can catch from Monastiraki all the way to the last station, which is Piraeus. On the signs, it also is the M1 line, but look for the green, it's easier. If you're in Syntagma, you can take the blue line down to Piraeus. There is one more stop after this. It's close to where the church is. It doesn't really get you close to the cruise port, so my suggestion is if you're going to the cruise port, just take a taxi. It'll probably be about 15 to 20 euros to go to the cruise port from the center of Athens. If you're trying to get to the airport or from the airport to Piraeus, you're going to take the X96 express bus to Piraeus, and then there are several points it drops off here in Piraeus. Keep in mind, when you're going to the airport, either by metro on the blue line or the bus, the ticket is different. It is a more expensive ticket. It is not the regular €1.20 ticket, so you need to buy the correct ticket in the machines. I hope you enjoyed my little excursion around Piraeus as much as I did. Today was a really nice day to do this, not so hot. I really enjoyed having lunch down by the water, and I hope that if you're coming down here to Piraeus and you have some time to kill, either before your cruise or before your ferry, you'll take a little bit of time to explore. I definitely think it's worth its while. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next video.